It was just day before that the Prime Minister at 8 p.m. addressed the nation, and a couple of important points really stood out. One, of course, is the massive economic stimulus package that has been announced, that of 20 lakh crore rupees that will go ahead and assist and help the bottom rung player, the bottom rung man, common man on the ground, and also several enterprises and industries will benefit with this economic stimulus. That apart, the Prime Minister made a very interesting call for being vocal for local in a sense, and he also gave a clarion call for an Atmanirbhar Bharat. So in this brief interaction, we'll tell you as to what the BJP really means when it says being vocal for local. The moment you had the Prime Minister speak about being vocal for local, the whole aspect of converting India into a self-reliant nation, in the sense being Atmanirbhar, there have been several talks, several comments being passed as to how whether this is an agenda of the BJP to really ensure that we are not doing business with players abroad, and whether it is really trying to get local in a very hardcore sense. So that's the kind of narrative that has been floated already ever since the Prime Minister Modi came out and spoke about an Atmanirbhar Bharat and being vocal for local. But yes, you've had a clarification also come out from the BJP as to what being vocal for local really means. Because there have been a few definitions that have already been coined, but the BJP has come out and has affirmed as to what they really mean by being vocal for local. So in this brief interaction, we'll tell you as to what the BJP thinks about this, what they expect, what the centre expects the common man to do, and how it is in a sense beneficial in the end. So obviously, the moment you say vocal for local, does it mean that common man, the common Indian on the ground, is only supposed to buy products that are made by Indian companies? Obviously, that is something that the BJP, the centre, has cleared the air on. They've gone ahead and said that even if it is an MNC, that is, even if it is a multinational company which may be manufacturing a certain product here in India, as long as it is manufactured here in India, it is considered local. So they've given out their own little definition of what local really is. Up until now, we were thinking that it's only Indian companies, if they are manufacturing a certain product, gets to be called a local product. But in this case, the BJP is making it amply clear that even if it is a certain product that has been manufactured by a multinational company, it is still going to be considered as a local product, given the fact that it is made right here in India. So there is not going to be any kind of a distinction drawn between an MNC creating a product here in India and a local company doing the same thing. So there is no differentiation between these two aspects. That is one thing that they have made very clear. And also there was a little apprehension as to whether the centre will go ahead and issue a directive in this regard, that people must go ahead and only purchase products that are locally made. To that also the BJP has come out and given a clarification that there will not be any hard and fast rule, or there will not be any directive that will be given out by the centre that, okay, people on the ground can only go ahead and buy locally made products. But the BJP has also said that if locally made products made in India, products made by Indian companies are up to the mark, are good enough, then people will naturally go ahead and buy it. So it is in a sense about ensuring that the entire chain of manufacturing itself evolves, and we ensure that we capitalize on the kind of situation, in the kind of times that we are in at this point in time. So that is one more important clarification that has come in from the BJP, that there will not be any directive in this regard. So yes, again, as we just discussed, it's not just domestic companies. Anything that is manufactured in India will be considered local, and these are products that the centre has requested the countrymen to go ahead and purchase. So obviously, looking back, when you speak of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, it is a country, it is an India which is so self-reliant and so self-sufficient that we not only have what we need, but we are in a position to go ahead and help other countries out as well in whatever they need on their basis. We're talking about how several N95 masks have been transported. Not only are they being manufactured right here, but we're also ensuring that if there's a country that is in need of these products, they are immediately shipped off to those countries. Not just N95 masks, we're also talking about how PPE kits are also being manufactured right here in India. And we're also talking about how hydroxychloroquine, one of those important elements that has gone into dealing with COVID-19, at least preparing our frontline warriors better. We've gone ahead and have transported a lot of hydroxychloroquine to over 100 nations that have required hydroxychloroquine. So these are the kind of things that we have done in the past, and the Prime Minister in a sense hinted that we must continue on this very path. Not only should we be so self-sufficient that we're able to take care of ourselves, but under the principle that India follows, which is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the entire world is one family, and under that very principle, we become so self-sufficient and self-reliant that we're not only able to help ourselves, but we're also able to help other countries that may be in need, because the world is one family. That's what the Prime Minister really spoke of, and the BJP again reiterating that very point. So obviously the BJP has also come out and categorically stated that there is no agenda, there is no hidden agenda whatsoever behind this call for being vocal for local and canvassing, vouching for products or things that are really made right here in the country in India. So this is more or less to do with how there is a need, there is a requirement for an overall mindset change right here. Somehow down the line, you always have Indians feel that it is the products that are made abroad that are better. So that is again a mindset that in a sense has to be changed, and that is what the BJP has reiterated, that we must shun the attitude that anything that is made abroad is better. So how do we do that? Obviously, it all boils down to how well we produce and manufacture goods right here in the country itself. And COVID-19 is just one of those testing phases where we can ensure that we capitalize during these times and make whatever we need, and that too quality products, so quality and so much in number that it is not just used by us, but we're able to export it to other countries as well. So that is again one clarification that the BJP has given. Basically all about the impression, the wrong impression in a sense that we have, that anything that is made abroad is slightly better or makes the cut when it is compared to something that is made right here in the country. So the BJP has also categorically asserted that this call for going vocal for local and Atmanirbhar Bharat, the fact that people must go out and buy products that are locally made, is not by any means an isolationist policy, and that it is not really going into some sort of a protectionism going forward. And obviously it is not inward looking, is what the BJP has also said, that it is not restricted to just how we are self-sufficient and how we are taking care of ourselves, but it is much larger in a sense that it encompasses the whole world, in that we're not only providing for ourselves, but we're also helping other countries out that may need certain products or goods. So obviously this in the end, I mean, bottom line really is that there's been a call for greater quality, greater efficiency in the way in which we manufacture products, and somewhere down the line improving the local product lines. And this will obviously not only capture the entire local market, but also go global. So that is where the matter really lies, as to how we ensure that there is greater quality in everything we do, in everything we manufacture on the ground, and how there is greater efficiency in the sense that we're able to do things quicker and much better, and how we're able to really go ahead and somehow better the local product lines. This will obviously not just help to capture the local market, existing local market, which is still even to this day swaying to the international brands. So we should be able to make products in such a way that we forget what's coming in from abroad, and we really fall in love with what is being created here. That's what the Prime Minister hinted at, and that's what the BJP has come out quite openly and have affirmed in their stance, that it is all about ensuring that we do things right here in such a way that it not just benefits us, but also goes global going forward. So this again is the clarification that has come in from BJP. Most important clarification, of course, is as to how even if it is a multinational company, even if it is a company based abroad or which comes from another country, even if that kind of a company has its roots here in the country, if they have their manufacturing unit, if they have their industry here, and if they are locally manufacturing those products, we can go ahead and purchase them, because that, according to the BJP, is ultimately local because it has been created here. So obviously this has its share of pros. The cons, of course, being that there is still a way to go when it comes to improving our quality, improving our supply chains, and obviously improving the kind of efficiency that we have at this point in time. So we obviously have a task at hand to ensure that we reach a stage, we reach a level where we do not look outward anymore, in the sense that we do not have to look at another country for a certain product. We should be able to produce it, manufacture it right here in the country, and again, the quality should be so on par that it should be those other countries that are importing our goods into their country. So that's the kind of analogy, or that's the kind of message that Prime Minister Modi had to give out in his briefing the day before, and a clarification, of course, coming out from the BJP. This obviously will affect each and every individual on the ground, and it will not just boost the economy, because it is money that you're putting into Indian businesses, but it will also help ensure that we are a more self-sufficient, self-reliant country going forward. With that, it's a wrap on this brief interactive session. I'll be back once again at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow with another trending topic. Do keep your questions coming in, and yes, stay home, stay safe.